talk about gate 25, which is innocence and the gate of the spirit of the self. Gate 25 is part of individual centering circuitry, and it hooks up with will gate 51.
The uncontrived nature of the child in gate 25. So successful behavior, and right across from it, we have innocence. This is the spirit of the self. This is the love of all things. And the heading below the line is the perfected action, the perfection of action. We just got done with behavior, right? So the perfection of action through uncontrived and spontaneous nature. Just like gate 46 is supposed to be uncontrived and spontaneously in the experience that it started, gate 25 becomes the love of all things universally, universal love of all things. And it's need to be uncontrolled. As soon as gate 25 is trying to contrive something, that's the mind getting involved. When it is its innocent self, because that's one of the names of this gate, innocence. If you have gate 25, there is an innocence because you're innocent. That's the thing. You're innocent. Even when you made a mistake, you're still innocent. Even if you're not self-mind, thought it was trying to do it on purpose and get away with something, I suppose then you're sort of not really innocent, but the innocence within you is still there. God gave us that. That's there. This propensity of gate 25 as part of the vessel of love says, I empower that everything is potentially innocent. I empower that innocence carries with it great power. I empower that innocence even accepts shock, because that's what's on the other side. And just like, don't all the stories and biblical stories and all the religions have some kind of meek inheriting the earth and something like that?
I don't know if all the religions, but Christianity has the Beatitudes.
There's always a child that's sort of all the.
I don't know what all the religions. I could speak. Christianity has like the respect of children and don't hurt children.
Well, the child that comes forth to be this guiding thing in its innocence. That folklore and that tale is for gate 25. On a practical sense, if you have gate 25, you're supposed to love your pet rock. You're supposed to love your guitar, and you're supposed to love your girlfriend, and you're supposed to not be asked to choose between those three things, because anyone is subject to losing out in that choice. It's universal love of all things, and it's the only gate of the inanimate. So every rock has a monopole that holds a gate 25, and that's it. And it sits there universally as the love of all things. The rock can't talk and tell you that, but if you break that rock with a jackhammer, now you got two rocks doing the exact same thing. So what it says is this innocence is infinity, because I can keep breaking that rock for infinity, technically. If I break that grain of sand at the end of breaking the whole rock, I still got two grains. I still got two innocent things. So that's a big deal. And that's why it also becomes part of our mystical way. This gate 25, accepting the initiation of the warrior in this channel of initiation 2551, takes that all spark of life that, by the way, when these gates are present and ready, and as the fetus literally ignites into life, we know other gates are there. We know the channel of rhythm is there by definition, but the all spark that allows the spark is here in this initiation. And boom, you got life. And that's when people would measure that tiny atomic bomb inside the womb that just suddenly is now alive. That's what it looks like. It takes that energy and empowers the behavior. And when the behavior is able to sit still, uncontrived, right? Innocent, in the now we have awakening. Awakening is a mechanic. And this whole movement from gate 19, part of the mystical circuitry, I won't go through all of it now. 19 goes up through the 3740, goes to the 5125, and then to 10 and 20. That is the mystical circuitry in our body graph. It aligns us to that there is more than just us. And it gives us that as a great contemplation, as the warrior, as the innocence, in the now, simply reflective, able to have any behavior at any time, And it doesn't matter because you're simply contemplative now. And now you're awake. No one can tell you you're not what you think you are, what you are at that time. So we get to awakening from that gate 10, and it's empowered very much by this cross movement across this sphinx. I mean, across this G center. Lots of movement in the G center, by the way. There's a huge vortex in here. By the way, there's a whole class on just this and the vortex that moves it and the way it sits as the centerpiece for the penta. Throat's not the centerpiece. If everyone wants the throat action, sacral's not that. This is. I have
Super
a feeling
cool.
I stepped away from cool mechanics though, and I got a little esoteric there for a minute. I hope.
Definitely, but it was really pretty. You got some nice comments saying they like listening to you.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
You
Thank you. I
feel,
love that.
yeah.
The Gate 25, it's just one of my favorite things. I have it, you have it, and I am innocent.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's definitely that innocence and I don't know, almost unassuming,ness. And then the relationship with inanimate objects is really fun. And there's even like getting in, I feel like I get invitations from inanimate objects in strange ways.
You do. You do. We know we're all connected. All things are one. Einstein proved that long ago with his spooky action at a distance. You know, he measured it, never could explain it. And that's what this is. And I just find it's just so cool that the individual definition of this part of the arm of the cross, so to speak, not of the cross of the G center and the movement, is 10 and 25. I mean, 10 is one of our roll gates. It's our primary roll gate. 10 is empowered by the rest of the gates of the vessel and the direction and the G center generally, and especially 25. I could say especially 15 because it's in the wheel's opposition, but 25 very much has this motion straight across that says, I empower you with the priest and the priestess and the warrior spirit and the capacity to leap and the capacity to land and the capacity to do all that stuff in the now. So good thing you got all that sacral juice coming from below because you don't need to know. You'll have the right response. Your behavior will simply respond. And that same thing, pick different words a little bit, will hold true for all the types that aren't, a generator.